Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Off the Monsters. It's been a hot minute since we've come to you. We are here with Melissa Monteaux, better known as the Sox Addict on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We have Mr. Brown. We have Jeremy, the overweight underdog, Mr. Stats Masterson, and I am Michael Anthony Napoli coming to you live. So good to see everyone. Stats, how are you? For us today, my man.
Oh, we're doing good. We had the little surprise here of surprising us with Mr. Taylor here. Mr. Taylor texted me at like 1 p.m. He's like, yeah, let's just surprise the guys. I'm hopping on tonight. So it was a pleasant surprise. Good way to surprise everyone. Because he hasn't been on in a little bit. We haven't been here in a little bit, so we're happy to be back. We're happy to have Melissa with us, obviously. But let's not waste any time. Let's just straight into this. Whoever wants to go can go.
Well, I would like to start off, if you don't mind, because I would like to talk about Boston, because 3 of the 5 of us have been to Boston recently. So, Stats, Mr. Jeremy, we have to hook it up to where we get to go see a game together, because it was the moon that aligned with the stars that allowed Mr. Brown and I to get to go to a game. And we had some really good seats. But Tasty Burger, gentlemen, opened up a new location, and it was awesome. If you have not had Tasty Burger, it's an experience, dude. Especially when you've had a bunch of beer and then you go after the game, like my wife and I did on game 3. We got there about 23:30 hours. I think they closed at 0:00 hours, but they were awesome. The food was awesome. Fenway Park is beautiful. Got to see some things this time that I hadn't seen in a while, but it was super cool to hang out with Mr. Brown. But next time we need you 2 kids up there, especially need Miss Melissa too, even though she's going back next month, which I'm super jealous over.
Yep.
What series are you going
I'm trying to
for?
move up there. The Braves. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
2 games. 2-game series would be, yeah.
Being
nice.
the only Boston native here. And no offense to Stats, so you grew up there as a kid, but I was there my entire youth. I had never heard of Tasty Burger until Taylor's like, yeah, let's go to Tasty Burger. I'm like, what the hell's Tasty Burger? Isn't that from like Pulp Fiction or something?
Last year when I went, Red told us to go there after the game. It was good.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was
very
great.
good.
I mean, good beer, good burgers. Yeah, unfortunately, Taylor was feeling a little bit under the weather that night, but wasn't partaking. But we still had a great time. Paxton pitched a great game. Unfortunately, that was back during the time frame the Red Sox were not putting up any friggin' runs. Then Sox Addict comes into town and they freaking go nuts off the Yankees.
Here's what I get off the plane and my son texts me. He's like GPS tracking me, and he's like, as soon as you got off the plane, they started hitting. He's like, you're never coming home. You're not allowed to come home. I was like, I'm okay with that. If somebody wants to put me up, I will stay here. I will gladly stay here.
The 2 of you are trying to move back to Boston.
Yeah.
Well,
I definitely want to move there.
The missus and I are working with a recruiter out of Boston. Just sent my updated resume up there today. So we are officially starting the process of moving to Boston, as long as it's the right job. If it's the right job, I'll go up there first, get everything settled, buy a house, and then send for the clan, and then be a Massachusetts resident. Or it's looking more like Rhode Island for us.
Oh yeah, Rhode Island's nice. Do you need
a
cook and a housekeeper?
Go to Rhode Island and you might be near me when I go to school.
Right. You will not be far from where I stay. So, yeah.
It's I keep forgetting how condensed New England actually is, because my buddy that went with us for the second game, he's from Boston, but he lives in, I think, Providence. And he was telling me it's only like an hour away. And I looked on the fucking map, and yeah, it's like driving from San Antonio to Austin.
Yeah,
it's
I've
not
done that
far
before.
at all.
I've done that before. The first time I went to Fenway, I stayed in Rhode Island.
For the right.
So here's a question that I have for you, Mr. Napoli.
Yes, sir.
So you move, right? go to Rhode Island, are you
Mhm.
still going to call it Fenway South when you rebuild it? You
Ooh, that is a
Well,
That is
no,
a
you
great
can still
question.
call
Because
it
it
Fenway
is
South.
south.
You're still south
You
of
could.
Fenway. Yeah.
right.
Fenway
you
a
still
little bit
could.
south.
right.
Fenway
We'll
a
have a
little
new
bit
sign
south.
made. We'll have a new sign made that says Fenway a little south. No, it's it would be the fourth rendition of Fenway South, and we'll keep it as that. There's one caveat. I told my wife that when we do move, that it's got to be the biggest office out of the four because it's the final one. It's the final one. We're not moving again. It's houses up there are outrageous. Interest rates are nuts. But 81 games a year, I will be at Fenway as the hot dog guy, the lawn watering guy. Yeah, I'm not quite old enough to be an usher because every usher I've seen, every time I've gone up there, looks like they're about 125.
Yes, they are.
And
That's where they are
just
everywhere.
not happy. Just not happy.
Go to
Because I would
Worcester.
be that. I'd be the
Go to
happiest.
Worcester.
I'd be the happiest fucking usher there would be. I'm at Fenway Park. It doesn't get any better.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather go to Woo Sox games all the time than go to Red Sox games. Like driving to Boston all the time though would be a little bit like, ugh.
Hey, man.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Plus I can get press passes for Woo Sox games through the pesky report. So
Stats. I don't know if you would have any remembrance of what Boston traffic was like before the big dig, but I can attest that the traffic now it's a lot better. But that bar was about lower than my dungeon that I'm in, so it's better than it was. Which people out there are like, oh yeah, but it's still
better than
awful.
it was
It's
still
just-
doesn't mean it's good.
right. Exactly.
No, the traffic is atrocious.
That's like saying the Oakland A's are better or had a better week than they had last week. It's like, well, they went 0-7 last week. This week they went 1-6. Like it's not good either way. I'm just
True.
making that up. I don't know what
True.
the A's did this week or the last week. They're so bad. I actually
I don't
don't
know.
even care about them anymore.
They were
You
on
mean
a streak for a bit.
Yeah.
The Nevada
then
A's.
I think they've lost like 8 in a row now.
Nevada A's.
Is that
Well
a
played,
thing?
sir. Well played.
Did you
I-
guys see
it
that
might
I
be.
tweeted out earlier that I brought home Fenway Franks?
Mm-mm. I did
I
not
did see that.
I brought home some Fenway Franks, and my wife almost went to federal prison twice on the trip up and then on the trip back. So on the trip up, I've got my bag. I'm good to go. I've got no problem, right? I'm straight through TSA record time. And then I see my beautiful wife, and she's standing there off to the side because they flagged one of her bags. And I'm like, what the hell do you have in your bag? And she's like, nothing I can think of. And then they pull out beer salt, her
Oh.
beer salt that she loves to use when she drinks beer. So they flagged her for that, and they tested it.
Wow.
So I texted my kid. I said, "Hey man, your mother's going to federal prison. There's nothing I can do about it because she had to have beer salt." But in true Robert Taylor fashion,
That's definitely a Texas thing.
oh, 100%,
No.
100%.
Oh no. No.
But-
not necessarily.
Well, it
But
depends on
on
what
the
kind of
way-
beer you're drinking.
Well, maybe checking
Right.
people for stuff depending on their, just saying.
Hey, I totally told her that I would leave her there and continue on to Boston. I said, "Hey man, I
I
will
could
get you an
see
attorney."
walking around with your old salt if you're gonna be drinking tequila all night, but I never heard of beer salt.
If you drink the right
Yeah.
tequila, you don't need any salt or a lime.
So
That is true.
So-
that is true story.
Mr. Brown, my dad, born and raised in Boston, in Dedham, he has put salt in his beer for many, many, many years.
Mhm.
So I don't know. All I know is he does it. So I don't know if anybody else in New England, but I've done it. I don't do it all the time. But yeah, every once in a while I do because it just changes it a little bit.
Hmm.
You have to try it sometime.
I do it with Mexican beers, cerveza, like
There you
So-
go.
Modelo. Or,
How freaked out are you now?
whoa.
We got double Mr. Brown here.
Okay,
Whoa.
I'm hanging up on my phone.
You are echoing too.
There's Bobby D.
There we go. There we go.
Bob,
Now
stop.
we're not double. Oh God, the Bobby Specs.
All right. Should
Hmm.
Is he
we
playing?
dive into that? Should I?
I don't know if he's playing today or tomorrow.
I
Well,
hope
it
he
took a
doesn't.
half an hour to get my computer going.
Honestly, part of me doesn't want him to play, but part of me hopes he just like plays one game, goes 2 for 4 at the home run, and then they just send him back to AAA.
Yeah.
Just like build up your trade value a little bit, and then don't
Mhm.
touch the field. We don't need to risk your
His
Yeah.
trade
minimal
value's
value.
already built up in minor league. Was he got 18 home runs?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
but they like to see
Y'all-
it at the big league level. You got to give him a little bit of a teaser, but once you give him the teaser, you got to get it right back and take him right back down to AAA.
That's not happening.
I will not stand for Bobby D smithing. Damn it,
Oh boy.
Robert
Hey,
Vernon.
this right here, this is Bobby D. This is my little Bobby D.
That's
That's
right.
what
He's
Bobby
not-
D is good
he's
for. You
not
name a teddy
playing
bear
today.
after it. Yeah, no, he's not playing
I-
today.
He's not playing.
I looked
today.
away.
Good.
I didn't know what Bobby D was going to be there for a second, so I was like, "Should we put a
I'm like, this is
child
my-
restriction to the show?"
You're like, this is my boat. Like hide it. Yeah, censor please. That's funny.
So yeah, Bobby D is back. Whether he plays as the shortstop or Bob Stop or first base.
First base or third base, or hey, maybe he'll play in the outfield. He's
whatever,
played a
but yeah.
couple games
Maybe
in
he'll
the outfield in
pitch. Who
AAA.
knows?
Okay, I sincerely mean this question, and I'm not going to go into my conspiracy theory yet, but I have had some rum, so it's going to happen. But can anybody explain Pablo Reyes to me? This does not make sense. Abdominal
would-
soreness,
Yeah,
but he was a pinch runner
Yeah.
after he was scratched.
that is very strange.
Yeah, but didn't he also
Not-
play like 4 but they scratched him, and then he also pinch ran. Then he played 4 innings or 2 or 3 or 4 innings in a game, and then they took him out and put Kike in.
Right.
Because
But he didn't
yes,
start. But he didn't start right because he
didn't
said that
start.
he was hurt. Like,
no, he
was
did. Yeah,
having-
he got scratched, and I think the second game that's when, or one of the games,
Mm.
or early games, he was scratched. Then another game, he came on as a pinch runner, and then there was I think it was the last game of the Twin Series. He started, and they took him out after only 3 or 4 innings and put Kike in.
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
Don't get me started on
So-
TK.
At least it was Kike at second base and not shortstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely. Definitely.
There was that.
He's our
And,
He's our center
tonight,
fielder, man.
Hamilton, and yeah, he's our center field, which that's where he should be. I have no
Yes,
problem with Kike at
yes.
center field.
Agreed.
So,
But Duran's been
I
hitting
just-
again.
yep, Duran's hitting again. I'd have to go with, I think Alex Cora doesn't
No.
like Pablo Reyes, hit him with the bat in his abdomen, and wanted to get him sent down. I
Somebody
just I
needs to
cannot
hide
explain
the-
it. He's
Wow.
played very well.
No, somebody needs to hide the lineup forms from Alex Cora because
No, Alex
obviously
Cora-
he does a
Listen.
line of coke before every friggin' time he does a friggin' lineup
Oh my
cat.
god.
I'm convinced that Alex Cora might be the only, well, besides Aaron Boone, might be the only manager in the Alex Cora and Aaron Boone might be the only 2 managers in the AL East. Where the front office wants the lineup one way, and then the manager, which Cora and Boone, do it a totally different way. It's like when you look at the Rays front office could tell Kevin Cash, we want the lineup exactly this way, and Kevin Cash will do it, and it works. Like Alex Cora, it's one day, it's like just like some random like Kike hitting 5th or something, and it's like,
Yeah.
what
I
are we
guarantee
doing?
you there's about 20,000 fans just like me who hate Aaron Boone as much as I hate Alex Cora.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
I did ask a Yankee fan if he would be willing to trade Boone for Cora and what his thoughts were. He actually is one of those Yankee fans who doesn't mind Boone that much. He's like no, he's like the lineups do drive me nuts a little bit, but he's really not too bad. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this changed the context of the conversation because I thought for sure all Yankee fans hated Boone, but I was wrong.
No, well, not all Red Sox fans hate Alex Cora. There's
I don't
also,
hate
like,
Alex Cora.
Yeah, I don't hate Alex Cora.
I
Right.
don't
We
hate
know.
Alex
I'm
yeah.
not in love with him, but like
Yeah.
I'm like there's a lot worse you could do with the manager
Yeah.
spot, in my opinion. Like
And
He's,
You-
this is
you-
my
the-
manager.
The
Yeah,
guys here
he
know
baffles me, but sometimes
my
he baffles
hatred
me.
goes back to Houston. Once a cheater,
Oh, I
always
get
a
that.
cheater. I'm a baseball purist. I'll never forgive Alex Cora for what he did to the game of
Well,
baseball. But
if I'm
get-
being honest, I think Alex Cora, and I'm not making a comparison. I'm just saying this is kind of how he does it. I think it is very similar to like Joe Madden. Joe Madden was going to do things his way. Damn the front office. It's my lineup. It's my team. And I'm going to do it this way because Joe Madden did some really goofy shit. And
yeah.
it ended up working for the Cubs, and it did work for the Rays for a little bit. They just, couldn't win the World Series. But he would do some off the wall shit. And I think Cora is kind of the same way for whatever reason. I don't think it works as successful with Cora.
Core
as
is
it did with
nothing like
Madden.
Matt.
Cora
No,
sees things
no,
though
like I
more
said,
from like
it's
a
not a
player side of
comparison.
things. Cora sees things in like a way of like this is the like for example with I'll use the perfect example, Kike Hernandez, and not even in terms of Kike playing shortstop. Kike is a Cora guy, right? Kike is a guy. Cora has known Kike since Kike was 8 years old. 8 years old. Like he is a Cora guy, right? And because of that, Kike is going to play more often than maybe guys like a Pablo Reyes might play, right? That's just kind of how it's been. There are guys that, Xander Bogaerts is always a guy, which I know Bogaerts is still really good, but it's like, okay, we're always hit. Okay, Bogaerts doesn't want to hit in this spot of the lineup, so Cora's not going to put him in that spot of the lineup, even if it might be what's better for the team, because Bogaerts doesn't want to hit there, right?
Hey,
It's like
hey guys,
it's like if it's better for the team, like
I gotta
Mike,
hop
Go
off.
ahead, sir.
I gotta hop off. Dinner's ready. Wife is calling, so I gotta get going. But I do want to bring it back to what Brown said a few minutes ago about Cora doing a line of coke and how that correlates to my trip to Boston because I got back at my wife. So as we get on the elevator to go to the parking garage, we're in the elevator with a few other people, and I sneeze, and everyone looks around me. No one says "bless you," which was fine, to include my wife. Don't really care about that. But I looked at everyone because they were looking at me, and I looked at them and I said, cocaine's a hell of a drug. And the look on my wife's face was priceless because I think everybody thought in there I was actually doing a bump of coke. But hey, guys, it was super good to see everyone. Miss Melissa, so good to see you.
Great to see
Brown,
you. Good to see you.
Jeremy, Stats. I hope to see you guys again here real soon. I turned 50 in about 2 weeks. So let's try to get together for another podcast before I turn the big 5-0.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, guys, y'all
Awesome.
have a great weekend, man. Go Sox.
You too. Go Sox.
All right. I just realized Mike Anthony Napoli means man.
it's man initials, man.
Man.
I think he did that on purpose.
He
Man.
might have.
And it's like, man up.
I never even realized that before.
I didn't either, but
I have no kids.
He's a
I have a
man.
lot of free
Well,
time.
my name is Melissa Monteaux, so I'm ma'am. So
Oh,
hey.
wow.
man.
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
boom.
And I used to be
my
Charlie
initials don't
Brown.
do shit.
No,
Mine don't either.
Yeah.
My initials don't do anything.
yeah,
No.
mine literally don't do shit, Brown. Yeah.
See, now I'm gonna try and consider giving my kid like multiple middle names just so I can create like a word out of their initials
Yeah. That'd be
Right.
good.
There you go.
when I get older. When I get older,
Oh,
I'm
man,
gonna
did
I'm
I
gonna
do
give my
that?
kid like 5 middle names just so I can create like a 7-letter word.
Nice. Well,
So-
yeah. See, mine ends. My last name's H. There's not many words, 3-letter words that end with H. I guess I could have like.
Whoa.
Oh
That's 4
man,
letters,
Doe would have been good, like DOH. So like, oh man, I
Oh.
should have changed my oldest name. His first name starts with a D. Damn it. There's still
Doe.
time.
Dope.
All right.
All right.
So getting back to the Sox, Bellows on the mound tonight. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. But where is this pitching rotation going? 2 guys down. Are we just sold that Sale's not coming back anytime soon?
I
I
am.
mean, it's a break in your what was it that he had?
his shoulder blade, like
Yeah,
his
scapula.
scapula.
How the hell do you
And then-
break it?
Oh, how do you break? He was breaking everything. Like before that, like his
He's
bones.
Miss-
He's like Mr. Glass.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Glass.
Right.
Mhm.
Don't sneeze around Mr. Glass or deliver Uber
Exactly.
Eats or something.
I said we needed to wrap him in bubble wrap, and they didn't do it. So that's their fault.
No.
They
Some
did.
people expected
know.
Sale to be healthy the whole season though. Like there's also that. Like
Well, we never.
Yeah, but I
never
didn't know
saw
it'd be
it happen.
something so like, how does that break throwing a
Yeah.
ball? Like,
In his
I can't-
defense,
It's
this
Chris
was
Sale.
not a
yeah, exactly.
right. It's Chris Sale, but all I
It's
can
like
say is
bone
at least
rubbing
this
up bone
didn't
and it broke
yeah, true.
because he's so
It-
skinny.
Yeah, he needs to eat some meat.
that too. This
Yeah.
at least this didn't involve DoorDash or Postmates or anything like that. So You know,
Oh my
we
God.
had that this time. But speaking of the pitching, though, they're getting the job done. The offense isn't. They're, you know, a little inconsistent, but pitching is getting it done. My fear is it's kind of been with smoke and mirrors, right?
Has
Heim's
it
going to
been
have
though?
to
I
do
mean,
something at the deadline.
are you talking about
A
pitching?
little bit.
I mean, kind of
Right.
Crawford's been fairly consistent. I mean,
Yeah.
consistent by 3, 4, or 5 innings. And they got
Right.
Pavetta
I mean,
still sitting in
yeah,
or they haven't really
okay.
used much.
They have him in the
Um,
pen.
I mean, I don't see why you cannot bring Pavetta back.
That's what I feel like they're gonna have to do. What else would they
I
do?
don't I think they're gonna roll with like some sort of mix of I think what's probably gonna end up happening. You're probably gonna see like a piggyback with Walter and Pavetta. Not Walter, Murphy and Pavetta.
Mm.
But I think it'll be like a bullpen game, but they'll use an opener and then they'll go with Walter for not Walter, she's Louise Murphy for 3 or 4
Murphy.
innings. They're
Yeah.
both
So
lefties. They're both new to the big
Mhm.
leagues.
So
The thing
do
is,
you
I know these
foresee
guys are-
Murphy and Walter staying up or for a
Walter's
lengthy
not.
time?
He's already down.
Walter just got sent down, but Murphy got called up to replace him.
Right.
So I and the thing is,
You know me, I
Murphy,
don't pay
like,
attention to that shit about how many times up and down and
well,
you
it
know, if
matters because
they're
like
up
if you send a
on
guy
the 5th of
down, you need
September and the moon's based on my ass and they got to pay him an
Flip
extra
a coin.
$5,000.
Right.
Well, the thing is more so like if you once you send a guy down, you have to wait 15 days to call them back up. That's more so like the big
Where did
thing.
that start?
That's been in, I think after 2020.
Been,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And unless there's an injury, then you
Yes.
can call someone back up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, but so like, but they brought Murphy back up. I think they'll probably do like, you know, a reliever. Then they'll go with Murphy for like 3 or 4, then Pavetta for like 2 or 3, and then you go back into your bullpen. Like we saw it with the game against the Yankees. Now they use Caleb Ward as an opener. Caleb Ward was really just there because they needed another bullpen arm, and he ended up being the guy because, you know, he's gonna get.
I mean, looking at the schedule, they're lucky. They got Chicago, then they got an off day, then they got Miami, and they play. Oh, I guess they got a 3 game. Then they get with Toronto, so they get 6 games in a row. Then they're off. Then Texas, Oakland, then they're off for the All-Star break. So they can run a 4-man rotation here and there, and just do starters.
Well, the thing is, like, I think
And
it'll come
bullpen
into like
days.
that. They'll do 4 starters and like some sort of bullpen day with bulk guys. So like it'll be like a bullpen day, but like you'll see like a Murphy go 3 innings out of the bullpen, or a Pavetta go 3 innings out of the pen, or you'll see like a Walter go 4 or 5 innings out of the pen, right? So it'll still be like a bullpen day, but there'll be at least one bulk guy in that, you know, to fill on that 5th start, because right now you have Paxton, Bayo, Whitlock, and Crawford. So you only got 4 starters. And like,
So
that's the thing that sucks, is they don't really have any other starters. And even like in AAA, the whole AAA team's short too. They're having injuries in AAA too.
Right.
Both the big league team and the AAA team are having injury problems, both position player wise and pitching wise. So both teams are running short on guys. They just called up Corey Rozier from high A to AAA to put on the bench because he can play basically every defensive position. Because they need someone in AAA to be on the bench. Like they're running short of guys. Like they're calling up guys to AAA because they're calling up guys to the big leagues. Guys in AAA are getting hurt. Guys in the big leagues are getting hurt. So they're kind of in like just like a lose-lose situation right now in terms of player health.
Part of the training staff.
Kind of like tonight.
All of them.
We talked about Giolito maybe coming to the Red Sox sometime in the next month. You don't want to see him do well tonight, but you do want to see some things out of him. If you are going to look at it, I mean, because the White Sox it's going to be like a blue light special at Kmart. You know, they're going to be selling, man.
The White Sox
are the Red Sox going to buy
weird.
though? That's the thing. Are the Red Sox going to buy?
Right.
That's the question.
Why wouldn't they?
Like,
I mean, they're not going to buy any more than they did last year.
Yeah, but the thing
True.
is, they're not going over the luxury tax, and I think with if they buy, like they have to be very strategic about it because they don't have like a ton of money to play with. Like obviously, like, you know, you're gonna have to eat the Kluber contract some way, so that's like he's gonna be stuck on your books. You're gonna, you know, Kike is going to be around. That's 10 million on your books. You can't just get rid of that. So you're kind of in trouble now. Like, if they are going to buy for the postseason, it's going to have to be someone cheap, someone who's not making a ton of money, or someone who's got team control. That's probably your two best options. But at the same time, like, how many guys can you get who are cost controlled that, are good, but also don't cost a ridiculous amount on the market? There's not a ton of those guys. I think I think they'll end up doing some sort of mix where, like they did last year, where they'll probably sell, unless there's like a big like hot streak, in this end of June and in July, unless there's a big hot streak, they'll probably sell guys like Paxton, Duvall, like their 1-year deal guys, and then they'll go and try and bring in guys who will be there for 2024 and 2025. I think that's probably the plan that they go with.
I figure Kike's got to be on the top of the list. There's absolutely no reason to keep him around anymore. Story's got to be a couple weeks out or something, right?
But who's going to take Kike? There's also that
no
problem.
I mean, you don't have to
Right.
get a big return for him.
The thing is, but he's also making 10 million, and for teams who are trying to make the playoffs and depending too on luxury tax situations, like for example, a team like the Dodgers, who would probably love to have Kike, they're very familiar with him. They're not going over the luxury tax this year because they're resetting it, because they went over the last 2 years. So they want to reset it because when you go over a third year, the penalties are much higher. So they're resetting it. So Kike is not an option for them. There are teams
But you have a lot of low market teams that could make that trade, though.
but at the same time, is he really better than what they have, though? But is he better than what they have? That's the thing. I don't think he is.
No.
That's the thing with Kike.
So, yeah, we're stuck. That's the conundrum we're in, right? Kike with his contract, Kluber with his contract. We have guys that have value, but these are guys that we want to have around. When you bring up like Duran or that like Duvall, yeah, we could trade him, but right now, since he came back, his value's not what it was. So I honestly, I think with the trade deadline, any moves that we make is really just going to be kind of bullpen. I don't see a starting pitcher unless it's somebody who's like a 5 can come in or anything like that, because there's not a whole lot of value with what we have unless we start giving up guys who we think are the future.
And there isn't really value in getting guys who are rentals for this team, because like I said this back in 2020, and I've been telling, like, especially DJ, I've been telling you since we've known each other since like 2021, I've been telling you like 2024 is the year. It's the year where things are really going to get going, because you're going to start seeing the farm system really kind of come into play. And we're starting to see it a little bit this year. Well, obviously, guys like Bayo and Cassis and Duran now is really, playing a lot better than he was the last couple of years. And you're seeing guys like Murphy and Walter get appearances in the big leagues and do well. David Hamilton, Emmanuel Valdez, right? These guys who are coming up through the farm system, whether they're acquired in trades or are full homegrown guys, but they're coming up and at least making some sort of impact on the team. And we're starting to see that. And they're resetting the luxury tax for next year, because I would assume they're going to spend this upcoming off season. So when you're looking at Red Sox and who they could potentially be on the market for, I don't think a rental really fits what they're looking for, because as much as they'd love to contend this year, they have it in the back of their mind of like, yeah, we'd love to contend this year, but this is why we signed Corey Kluber on a 1-year deal, right? His option is a team option with no buyout. Like, they're aware, like, they don't, if he's not good, we're not bringing him back. That's why Duvall 1-year deal. Justin Turner does have a player option for next year, but it's really a 1-year deal. Stuff like that's why they did that, because they've always, as soon as guys like Bogarts and Evaldi left, it was all right. Yes, 2023, we still want to try and build a good team, but eyes are really kind of pushing a little bit into 2024.
So stats, you really basically just shot my weekend down and probably the rest of the baseball season by convincing me they're not trading for Shohei Ohtani. Thank you.
I don't think that would be smart.
Yeah.
I think whoever
totally
trades
agree.
whoever trades for Ohtani, if
The
they
Mets.
don't re-sign him, if they don't re-sign Ohtani, if they lose him in free agency after trading for him, that's going to be a god-awful trade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
The
yeah.
only way you could even make it look half decent is if you win the World Series. And even the
Right,
chances of
right.
doing that aren't like the greatest. And what happens if like you trade for Otani and he gets hurt and misses like the rest of the season, and you get him
Yeah.
back for the playoffs, but he's not 100%, and it's like, then you just gave up all that for what, the guy to not like, that's the thing. You're giving up,
Mhm.
he's a rental, and a
Mhm.
rental at
Right.
that price is like that's, there's so much risk in, like, the Red Sox to get Otani, you're looking at probably a package starting with someone like a Nick York, which I don't want to do. And I say starting at Nick York, he's not going to be the only piece going in that trade.
No.
Like,
Oh God.
I
no.
don't want to do, like, I'm not interested in that, right? And like, that's the thing. Like, as much as I would love Shohei, you're like, yes, if the Red Sox want to take a run at him in free agency and they feel like that's what is, and they feel like that's a good fit, go ahead. In terms of trading for him, like, the costs, like the risk outweigh the benefits, especially for a team in the spot the Red Sox are in right now.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I don't see the Angels trading him. Not because the Angels don't want to.
Because the
I just don't
Angels are
think
dumb.
teams want to. Right. They don't want to give up the farm for him. I think it's the reverse. I think the Angels would be like, oh yeah, sure, we'll trade anybody, but no team is going to be like, all right, we'll just give you our entire farm system for him. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not the way
Mhm.
it works anymore. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Angels are in contention.
Well, yeah, but we know they're going to fall off. Like, it's just what they do.
Well, even if they
'Cause
don't
what did
fall
Shohei
off,
do
it's
the other
like,
night?
against the Dodgers, I know against the Dodgers when he pitched, he went like 7 strong, only gave up 1 run.
Yep.
But like at
They
the same
lost.
time, like the Angels lost 2-0.
Right.
So he's
Right.
definitely going to the Mets.
I don't know.
No, I'm
Hon-
joking
Well,
because that's all
I
the
don't know.
Mets do is their pitching is fantastic and they can't score for their pitching. I mean, is anybody
Right.
depressed looking at tonight's lineup and seeing Benintendi in the starting?
Am I gonna? Can I be honest?
I miss Benintendi, man.
Can I be
Benny
honest?
Biceps.
Yes.
You
Benny
didn't
I
like him.
biceps.
As much as I love Benintendi, I don't really care. As much as I love him, like, he has not been that good this year. He just hit his first home run. Like,
we're hard on the Red Sox. I mean, you look at that lineup for the White Sox, and you're like, how in the hell do they suck?
because they suck. It's the Whites. Dude, the White Sox are the most mediocre team in the history of being mediocre.
They are.
From like the middle of like 1908 through the end of the 2022 season, they are exactly 500. Exactly.
Yep.
It's like 9,000 and something and 9,000 and something. They're so bad. They're just the definition of being mediocre.
I feel bad for White Sox fans. I do.
I feel bad for them, but at the same
White Sox
time, like,
fans- right.
you've had, like, the thing is, like, they've had teams that have had, like, also they won a World Series in 2005. Like,
Right.
Like, there are teams that haven't even won a World Series. Like, or you can be a team like Cleveland who hasn't won a World Series since what, 1940 something? Like,
48.
yeah. So, at least you won in 05. You're still
Right.
mediocre, but at least you won one.
So speaking of the White Sox, right? We talked about Giolito. And I know where Stats is on that. He's not really sold on Giolito. You could go, Lynn, but he's not doing great. The question that I do have though is Lou Bob. Lou Bob's name is out there for that. And I have no idea where the hell you'd put him on the Red Sox, but I love that bat, man. That's a damn good bat.
I don't
And he's
love
got a
what
great
it
name. Like,
costs.
that fits in Boston.
No, I know exactly who I want back from the White Sox, Joe Kelly.
Oh,
Give him
No.
a fight club back. Give him a
No
fight
offense
club.
to Joe Kelly, but he's so streaky, it like bothers me.
But he
He's
would
like
fit
he's so
with the
annoyingly
vibes on the Red
streaky.
Sox team. He would fit in with these guys.
It
He's
would.
just
Somebody,
so
I was on a
annoyingly
TikTok
streaky.
live last night and somebody was like, I heard the Red Sox are going after Joe Kelly. I'm like, where did you hear that? Because I have not heard that at all.
No.
I
I
have
would
not
like
heard that.
I would be interested in, like I've said, like, from the White Sox bullpen, I've said like a guy like Aaron Bummer, because he's having like a really bad year this year, but the last 4 years before this year, really good lefty reliever. And like, yeah, one bad year, yeah, that's also going to make it so he's going to cost less at the same time. So like, when you're looking at a guy like that, you want to, he's also got team control too, a little bit of team control. I think he's under contract for the. I think when you include like the team options on his deal, he's under contract through 2027. So like, he's a guy where if you turn him around and bring him back to where he was, even just as soon as last year, you get him back to what he was doing last year and the 3 years before that. Like, that's a perfect lefty setup, man. And that's what the Red Sox are lacking in their bullpen right now.
Yeah.
If there's one thing they're lacking,
Guy's got a
they're lacking a lefty.
7.03 ERA too.
Yes, this year, but look at the last 4 years. Besides
this
not
is
counting
right.
this year.
I like to live in the present.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, though, like
He
how many
sucks right
relievers-
now.
how many? Yeah, also means he's cheap right now. in
Yeah, but he
terms
still
of-
sucks right now.
I mean, John
Well,
Schreiber
okay.
sucked when the Red Sox traded for him, but like, look what he's done
He
since he's
did.
came to the Red Sox.
Mhm.
And the White
And
Sox
Schreiber
have a
didn't have a
track
track
record. Right. And the White Sox have a track record of making deals with the White Sox. You can say what you want about Reese McGuire right now, but the fact that we got a live human being for Jake Diekman when he was so god awful, that was
And
that
a
was good. And
prospect.
it's not like McGuire was awful
Yeah.
last year. And a
Reese
prospect,
Mc-
right?
Yes.
And a prospect. So Aaron Bummer, yeah, I'd be okay with it if we could, unload Dick Blyer. That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
He's a guy. His team options getting declined this offseason. So is Joely Rodriguez. That's the
Mhm.
and that's my
Yes.
hope in terms of like I think with Chris Murphy, because it's clear they moved him full time into the bullpen now. Like, I don't think he's gonna be like the necessarily back end of the bullpen lefty, but like give me like a middle inning lefty. I think he can fit that role really well. And
Can we get
so
Dick
far,
Mountain back?
just don't know. No offense.
Where is he
Oh,
pitching? Is he pitching
Dick
Pittsburgh.
Mountain's
Pittsburgh?
gone.
Oh, is he
Pittsburgh's
falling off a
lost like
cliff?
10 games in a row.
Yeah, but that's not Dick's fault. Can't blame Dick
And
on
he
that.
started a couple of them.
I could do this all night long. He'll be mean to Dick.
Well,
Everybody
I know.
likes.
Dick Mountain. Good for him.
Most people like Dick.
Wow.
It's a month, especially this month. Oh, too much.
I only got a little bit of rum left. I don't know if I can handle this.
I didn't go down the road. I could have went.
You
Anyways, yeah. I would just like to see Cora put a lineup that's similar, like back-to-back games. I enjoyed the good
Well, if
old
we
days
had
of
everyone
seeing.
healthy for back-to-back games, that'd be
Mhm.
nice.
I'm talking at least just 50% of the damn lineup. You look one night, the only consistent thing is Devers in the 2-hole.
And
That's
Verdugo
only
at the 1.
Has he
Whoa,
been
whoa.
consistent?
Yeah, it's
No.
been for a while.
The,
No,
the
that's
not
Angels
yet.
just acquired Eduardo Escobar from the Mets for cash.
Wow.
What?
He's
Wow.
been god awful
What?
this year too. Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Remember
Angels,
he hit like 36 home runs one year.
Angels gonna go
He
on a
did.
run, man.
Yeah, with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He also
he
had a
went
couple good
off
years
in
with the
Milwaukee.
D-backs, and then before that with the Twins too.
Yeah. Wow. So the Angels are going for it. Good for them.
Well, I mean, they literally just gave the Mets cash to take. Also, too, Rendon just got put on the injured list. So I mean,
Oh, well, that's not a shock because,
yeah.
at least he
shocker.
made it till June. So
Although
that-
Rendon's
that
actually been
contract
like
is so bad.
sneakily good. He's been sneakily good this year. Like he's had no power, but he's turned himself into like this contact hitter who hits like almost 300, which is like
okay.
maybe not almost 300, but he's turned himself into like a little like slap hitter almost, which is kind of hilarious.
I got a confession to make, everyone. I'll do it on here. I hate the phrase sneaky good. I don't know why. I just can't stand it. I have no rhyme or reason for it, but it's like, what does it even mean? Like, he's good, but
Like
nobody
not
notices. Then just
obviously
say
Under-
that.
good.
he's been
not
under the
obviously
radar.
good. Yeah, like
Under
not-
the radar.
Under the,
Yeah.
right. Just say
I-
that then.
He's
I
been
like
good.
sneaky good.
Yeah, but you can be under the radar bad though.
True.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you could be. I don't know. Like I said,
Like there are
there's
some
no rhyme
guys
or
who
reason
like
for
you're like, oh, that guy's not that bad, and then you look at his numbers, it's like, holy crap, he's bad.
it.
Like I don't know, Josh Donaldson. They're like, oh, he can't be
Yes.
hitting 130. He's not that bad. He's hitting 130.
Couldn't
and
happen
it's
to a
like-
nicer guy.
He's so bad. Dude, the
Josh
Yankees
Donaldson deserves to be that bad.
He does. The Yankees' whole entire middle of the order in the month of June have been like so bad. Donaldson, Rizzo, Stanton's hitting like 087 in the month of June.
I think the Mayhew is the biggest surprise for me. He fell off a cliff. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
batting champ 3 years ago.
Yep, he was
Injuries, probably.
probably, and
Also, that toe
the
injury
thing-
really messed him up last year.
that did. And I think the biggest problem with the Yankees is they're trying to do things like they did in the early 2000s, where it's like, hey, we have 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters that can crush 30 home runs, and that's how we're just going to win every game. And your 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters can't hit shit right now, so you're not winning anything. And and that's where I think people hate Boone too, because like he just throws out those guys all the time, and he doesn't change them around. Which
Although the Yankees
like,
don't really have
what we
anything
like
else
with
to throw
Cora,
out there
hey,
right now.
They don't, and it's awesome.
Like they
It
also
is
they're
so
also
great.
banged up too though. They've had a lot of injuries too. Like
About
that,
freaking
like
time.
oh no, for sure. Like that fan base deserves to have like a terrible season. Where it's like they should
What
be good, but
century?
they're just having a gazillion.
Amen.
Like the worst year isn't a year where you're just terrible and rebuilding, because at least you go into it knowing it's a rebuilding year. The worst kind of year to have is you expect to be good, and then just like your whole team gets injured, and then like the guys who do stay healthy don't play well, and your team goes from expecting to win a World Series, which the Yankees fans are delusional and expected that, to like being like not barely even in a playoff spot, and like they're probably gonna fall out of it if things continue how they're continuing. Like that's the worst kind of year like the Red Sox last year. The worst kind of year to have.
Yeah, that was bad.
That is actually what Yankee fans are saying. Like the few that I do talk to, they're like, this had to have been what it felt like for you guys this year, where like everything just fell apart. Like everything that you guys do, as soon as you get good news, like 4 players get hurt. And like that's how it was. I'm like, yeah. Man, I feel so bad for you guys. No, I still
No,
don't
no.
feel bad. Like,
When I was
sorry,
at
I can't even
the
say it.
game, the series this past weekend, there was a Yankee fan behind me, and then every time Stanton would come up, people like, Stanton, you bum, like do what you're getting paid for,
Dude,
whatever.
they're
And-
getting boos at Yankees.
oh, they were bad. And then the Yankees suck chant started, and he's like, Yankees suck. He's like, we do, we suck. He joined
Oh
in
my
the
God.
chant. A Yankees fan.
Yeah, Red Sox fans would never start chanting.
No, no,
we
never,
boo.
never.
We boo, but we won't
Never.
start saying.
Right, we
Well,
boo.
the
Sox
Red
suck.
Sox fans
Yeah.
won't say Red Sox suck, but they'll start the Let's
No.
Go Bruins or Let's Go Celtics chant.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the first Red Sox game, it wasn't the first, I think it was my third ever Red Sox game. Had to been like 7 or 8 years old. And it was 20, I was 8 because it was 2011. And it was obviously the year the Bruins won the Stanley. Or I was about to turn 8. I was probably 7 because it was before the Bruins won the Stanley Cup.
Fuck,
It was
I'm
like-
old.
Me too.
You were born in
It
the year
was
2000. Well, you were born in the year 2000, weren't you?
2003.
Oh, that's my
I just
daughter.
turned 20 last week.
Wow.
You
Oh,
have no memory
baby.
of the Grady Little game.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
know
all right.
of it. I didn't
We-
have to
Well,
watch
'cause
it.
it was
Have you
boring.
ever met Melissa? Have you ever met Jason Stalakis on any of the spaces? He's only what,
Mm-mm.
18. He's just
Mm-mm.
graduated high school,
Wow.
Yeah.
but the kid's got a great mind for baseball. I mean, I did
Yes.
not have that mind for baseball. I had that mind for women. Or back when I was 18 years old.
Too many hormones, less brain
Yeah.
cells. Yeah.
Oh my god, I was skinny and fast. Anyway, where
Fast.
was I going with this?
I don't know.
I have no
Somebody,
idea.
God.
somebody
God.
send me a life
Someone
preserver.
save this. Someone
Pretend
save
like
this,
I'm a-
Saban.
somebody
Throw out
pretend
a
like
life
a submarine
jacket.
going down. I'm going down.
So 2003. All right, actually, so we were talking like Yankees suck chant and that, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring this back to the White Sox. Here's what you want to listen for tonight. Okay, if the Red Sox are up big, this is what White Sox fans do. All right, when their team is getting their teeth kicked in, Chicago Blackhawks, their biggest rival is the Red Wings, right? So at any sporting event in Chicago, if their team's getting blowout, they will start a Detroit sucks chant. And it doesn't
Really?
matter who they're playing. Really, I went one time. It was the White Sox. They were playing Kansas City, and it was early 2000s, and it was when it was like 7-0 games or 8-0 games or whatever. All of a sudden, you just start hearing Detroit sucks, and you're like, "What the heck? They're playing Kansas City." Like,
I mean, we do that
guys
when
are
we're
right.
up on like a Kansas City. We can do Yankees suck.
Right.
You know? So I never knew that about Detroit though. I always thought like
Yeah.
they hated St. Louis, which I'm looking forward to that series this weekend. St. Louis and Chicago and London. We had this
Oh, yeah.
weird space about 2 nights ago where I don't know where that kid Chris was from, but the Riley, she works for the Portland Sea Dogs
Yeah.
in some fashion. And I imagine Chris did something sports related too, because they all knew each other
Right.
but he said this guy's from London. He's like, the ballpark over there makes like Yankee Stadium look like the Polo Grounds.
Although they did change the dimensions for this year.
Did they?
They changed it. Yeah, they did change
Was
it.
it? So I remember
It was
only
like
when the Red Sox played the
380 dead
Yankees,
center.
and it was a year the Red Sox sucked, which it seems like we're good. We suck for 5 years. We're good. We suck for 5 years. That's been the routine lately for the last 15 years. And we sucked that year. We went over to London because we got that was the Apple Watches. That's
It was
right.
2019.
Yes.
It was 20.
Yeah.
It was 2019.
Yeah.
You
It
sure
was
it's
2019.
2019? It's
Yes, it
2017.
No, it
I-
was 2017. They won the
19.
division. It was 2019. It was because they after
2018 we won the World Series.
Yes, it was 2019. It was the year after they won the World Series. And I remember it
Yep.
because in the first inning of the first game, neither starter got out of the first inning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
12 runs were scored in the first inning of the first game, and it was
You could
I think it was like
tell.
5 or 6
Looking
homers.
back and watching that game, you could tell these batters knew what was coming. Both of them.
Oh yeah.
They're just teeing off on them.
Well, also too, it wasn't the best.
Could you
pitchers
imagine?
Either.
It wasn't, but could you imagine being like a Red Sox or even a Yankees fan, and you're over there and you're sitting next to somebody from England and you're watching that? Like, do you seriously turn at them and go, "This really isn't baseball. They don't do this. Like, this is not baseball. Like, don't think that every game you watch is like this. Otherwise, you're gonna blow your brains out." Like,
And
there were just
back
runs
then, it was
galore.
probably 5 hours long too.
Yes.
Although to be fair though, there are better pitching matchups this time around. I'm pretty sure.
Stroman's going.
Wainwright's
Stroman's pitching. I know.
Yep.
Well, Wainwright sucks this year. Come on.
He's also he's 50 years old. Come on, he's my age.
The Cubs have Justin Steele and Marcus Stroman pitching,
Yep. That's good.
and then the Cardinals have Wainwright and Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, they have Flaherty, and then I'm sure some other guy they created in their lab in the Ozarks is pitching pretty good. I don't give a
Wainwright
shit
starting
about
the first
but-
game for them.
Of course he is, and
Yeah, it's only 2-game series.
Cubs will take people. Right, so he's gonna start, and I'm sure it'll go about as well as it went when he started for the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, can we talk about how bad Kyle Schwarber has been this year?
Oh, it's so sad. It's sad.
In terms of like
Kyle from
I
terms
Walmart.
like him so much.
in terms of like I told you, like
Mhm.
in terms of like they have no room to re-sign him because he can't play left field and they don't
Mhm.
have the DH spot open with
That was
JD
Yeah.
Martinez
bad.
and he can't play first
Mhm.
base. He's been so bad this year.
Horrible.
And left.
Horrible.
And like it's not
that-
even offensively. First, he's been bad offensively, but even defensively, it's been even worse than expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that play the other day was god awful. It was Manny Ramirez-esque. Like, remember the one with Manny where routine fly ball and he's running up to it and he just trips and falls. It was very similar to that. Like, I think Schwarber was like trying to dive for it, even though there was no reason to dive for it, and then just totally
He
misplayed it.
dove,
It
but
was-
the ball was going to be at his chest, and he dove.
right,
Like,
right. It was
He was never known for his defensive prowess anyway.
Yeah, but he's not.
No.
He's hitting like what 150 this year.
he
I'm looking this
coming
up
up with the Cubs, he was similar to Jorge Alfaro, where he came up as a catcher, but he was so bad as a catcher, like so bad. So they're like, all
Yes.
right, well, he can hit, so we're gonna put him in left. And I remember for like years when he was coming up through the Cubs, and when he first started, like they were like, he needs to be a DH, but the NL doesn't have a DH. Trade him. He needs to be a DH, but the NL doesn't trade him. And the Cubs are all like, oh no, the DH in the National League is gonna happen, and we're gonna hold on to him. And they did nothing. So I feel bad for him because I did. I loved him when
Yeah.
he went to the Red Sox. And I
Mhm.
was one of those like, yes, please sign him. Like,
Mhm.
please. He hit 39 home runs last year. Like, yes. But then I see this year and I go, oh yeah. Yeah. Good
That's
call on
Kyle
that one.
Schwarber. He's got a negative WAR. He's hitting 187 this year. And
Oh
I
my
want to say
goodness.
it's bad.
Oh
And if
man.
you take out the month of June, because he's been good in June, which it's his annual June surge. Before
Right.
June, he was hitting 163.
Oh,
Yeah. 163 with
Wow.
13 home runs. Now, in the
Mm.
month of June, he's been better, which I don't know how much that really says because he was so bad to start the season.
Jeez.
But in the month of June, he's hitting 247 in the month of June with a 927 OPS compared to like a 6-something OPS.
Jeremy, you know we can't watch the game tonight, right?
yeah.
It's
Yeah. We're
blacked out.
out. I'm following game day. It sucks. Blackouts suck. Anyways, back to Schwarber. Here's what I will say. With all those numbers you threw out there, stats for all 2 people that listen to this, if any of them are Cassis haters, listen to those damn numbers and shut your face. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, also look at Cassis' numbers since the start of May.
Yes,
Mhm.
they are awesome, and like the kid's getting it. He's starting to
Mhm.
learn how to hit in the major leagues. And the question was never his knowledge of the strike zone. And I think a fair criticism would be early in the year he was relying way too much on that so he could walk. But I think he's starting to learn that sometimes you have to hit at some pitches that you might think are pretty
Mhm.
close, but you're gonna have to do it because no pitcher is gonna do that. They're gonna
Yeah,
respect
he
you
was
too
being
much.
overly patient. And,
Right.
most players will say you get your one pitch during one at bat. And he would most likely he would let that thing go by. And that's the one thing, and I think we've talked about it over and over, that drives me nuts about this team. How many times they strike out looking. It's like you're a professional major league ball player. You should never strike out looking and be up there at the plate guessing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll say this though, in terms of like Cassis too, like you'd rather have a guy who's overly patient than just a guy who swings at everything. Because you can
For sure.
fix the being overly patient. It's not that easy to fix a guy who has no plate discipline and swings at everything.
That's true.
And like the thing for
Javi
Cassis, he's
Baez.
never. Yeah, Javi Baez. Yeah, perfect example of a guy who has no plate discipline and swings at everything. He'll swing at a pitch that only makes it like halfway to the plate and bounces. Like he'll swing at a cricket pitch. But with Cassis too, like he's never been a quick starter at a new level. He's never been a guy who gets moved up to a level or starts the year on a new level and just gets off to like a blazing hot start. He's never been that kind of guy either. So there's also that.
Right.
Now, it was a worse start than normal, obviously, but like even the jump from the minor leagues to the big leagues, like it's a big jump from AAA to the big leagues. And also too, coming into this year as well, now teams at least have a little bit of a scouting report on him after, 3 weeks he spent in the big leagues last year. So there was also that too. So, but he's made the adjustments, and I think that's all you can really ask for out of him. Just make the adjustments, and that's what he's done.
Definitely.
So let's hit on Raffy then, right? Because
Mm.
that's our other criticism here, right? He's
Mhm.
cold as ice at the plate, but his walks are way up. And I
They're
think
not way
Raffy's
up.
got to. They're up.
I think they're better than
They're
they were at first. He was
Right.
swinging at
Yeah, he's
everything.
at like 21. He had 40 last year, so he's way ahead.
Yeah.
Well, not way ahead. He's had ahead last year,
Right.
especially in the last
He's
2
ahead
weeks.
of last year.
If you listen to Nesson, he's the next Kevin Youkilis.
Maybe because they have Kevin Euclid. Rafi's walk rate is 7.4% this year. That's his lowest since 2020.
And this is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about with the lineup. They got Devers in the 4-hole tonight.
Right.
And like,
And
he's been typically in the 2-hole.
Although I
There's-
will say this though, if there's a ballpark to do it in, Chicago is one. Like he can crush it. He did it in the Yankee series. He can do it in Chicago.
But
So
as
I'm
a
not
player,
gonna
wouldn't you want
totally
some
poo-poo that.
consistency where you sit in the lineup?
He's been hitting fourth though a lot more recently.
He's been hitting
been-
He hasn't
two.
been second for a while.
Yeah. he
Yeah,
hasn't
but
been
he's.
second for a
I
while.
mean, he's not been not for all the entire season.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but but also too, like it's not necessarily been a thing of like Rafi hitting four. Also too, Yoshida's arguably been their best hitter this year. That's why he's hitting second.
Oh god, yeah, as he
And
should.
his discipline is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
he's
outrageous.
Unless
very
it's
disciplined.
down and inside,
Yeah.
which that's where they're eating
Well-
them up at right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he's good enough too, where if they make a mistake pitch, he's gonna hit it.
I mean, he's
And
hitting
he
over
has-
300. I'm not complaining by any means.
Oh yeah, I mean every
Mhm.
hitter has their weakness. Like
Mhm.
in some sort of
Right.
like Mike Trout has his weakness, right? Mike Trout isn't the perfect hitter. He's been the best player on the planet. Even when Mike Trout was definitely the best player on the planet. Like it was all right. Fastball is elevated. That's his struggle pitch. He can still hit them, but he's gonna struggle with them.
Yeah.
Right? You leave it if it's not up though. If it's middle zone down, he's crushing it. So you better get it up. Right? That was the whole thing with Trout, and that's what they always
Justin
say.
Turner
High fastballs. It's gotta be high.
struck out looking.
Yep.
See, hold on. I'm gonna fast forward because I'm not. You got that before I did. Hold on. Let's see.
I got the MLB game day.
Yeah, that's
I'm,
what
I'm
I
actually watching the game.
did,
but-
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now it just showed
Wow.
he struck out. So
okay. I'm like, if game day is ahead of where you're at,
Yeah, it's,
how's
uh,
dial up?
So the game
No.
day is usually, but if
No, I
you
think
watch
it's this
if I
little
watch
T,
MLB
this extra
TV,
T.
it's
Mhm.
like an hour.
oh, it is
behind.
fine. Yeah. See, that's all I'll do is MLB TV.
Yeah, that's
all
way
it is.
behind. Then if you
See,
listen to
MLB
the radio,
TV's been faster on my laptop than it has on my TV, so I've been watching the games on my
Okay.
laptop now.
Okay. Might try that. Yeah, because I think that's how my son is watching in his room because his always ahead of me, even though we're watching MLB TV. So I'm like, but I'll hear him go, oh, and I'll be like, oh, what's going to happen? It just builds
Oh,
the
you should-
anticipation.
it's funny. We'll be on a space and like stats will go, oh man, this is great. Then 10 seconds later, Jason will be like, oh wow. And then Jeremy and I will be like 20 seconds later, woohoo!
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I have details on the Eduardo Escobar trade
Somehow Jeremy's
Okay.
always last though.
I am.
to the Angels for 2 minor league pitchers and cash. The Mets are going to pay all of Escobar's contract with the exception of the league minimum.
Naturally.
Yeah,
That must be nice to have that money.
yeah. Well,
That's why-
that's
that's why I
the
think-
only reason they got anything back because they paid his contract.
Right.
All right.
Also,
why I
Dallas
think-
Keuchel signed a minor league deal with the Twins yesterday.
yeah, I saw that.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think
That
he
guy
played
was
hardly
god
last year.
awful.
Oh,
No,
you
he
should-
was god off. They released him, and he did
They had-
not sign with anybody.
I would.
had like
I
a
wonder
90
who would be
something
better
ERA
in a game, him or Kluber.
Kluber. Kluber. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
not
Even
by much.
Kluber's better than Keuchel.
Oh, man.
Keuchel had like a 9-something ERA last year.
He
Like,
did.
Oh, wow.
even Kluber isn't that bad.
Yeah, he just
Like-
gives up 3 home runs in a row.
3 home runs also might only mean 3 runs. Keuchel might not give up 3 home runs in a row, but he's going to give up like 6 runs. So
I
there's
bet-
that.
Yeah, I don't not. I wish Kluber the best. Don't get me wrong. I thought he was gonna do some stuff with us. It just didn't turn out, unfortunately.
I did too.
And it was a bad contract. I don't know why they signed him for 2 years. Did they
No, it's
sign
a
him
1-year
2
deal
It
with
was
the,
1
it's
year.
a
Oh,
1 year
1 year.
deal with the
Okay.
team option for the second year, but the team option has no buyout. So they won't be on the hook for anything for 2024.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually kind of a really smart little piece of business in terms of because you get a starter, keeps you under the luxury tax. You're not attached next year if you don't need to be, if he sucks. So
I mean, they're gonna have to DFA him probably after
Oh
he comes
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're gonna get guys back. Well, maybe I don't know.
well, you would hope, but at this rate, I don't know if you are.
Yeah.
Who else do we have?
Although I don't know if anyone else caught this. did anyone catch I think I put it in our group chat. But in case you don't remember, the injury on Corey Kluber.
Oh yeah,
No.
the mystery injury.
Yeah, the Phantom Elston.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
and
injury as
did
Matt
Reese
Barnes.
McGuire actually shit himself, or is that just like
No.
Twitter? Was that Twitter lore?
Actually, that's Twitter
I
lore.
mean, that was funny though. Everybody's like, he shit himself. He shit himself.
Only because Cora was laughing.
As he does.
Although
yeah,
it would be
I
hilarious if they put him on the IL to make it look like he didn't actually crap himself, but he really did.
I mean, they were
Imagine
laughing
if
even
they
in
did
the
that.
dugout after
Abdominal
the
soreness.
Yeah, that's abdominal area. You know.
I think it was
Yeah.
was it was like some sort of leg strain, I think, right?
I
Or
thought
like
it was his
No, it's an
oblique.
abdominal strain.
I thought it was
Oblique
his
strain, yeah.
Oblique.
It was
Yeah, it's
oblique
oblique.
strain.
That's on
Yeah.
the side of your like on the side, like your waist, whatever. On that
Yeah,
side.
he might have
That's near your leg,
he
close
might have
enough.
twisted the colon just enough so that you know.
Gosh.
Although we do have to talk with if Reese McGuire is out for a long time, like no offense to Caleb Hamilton, but like he's not bringing you anything, even from a backup catcher spot. Like this is no offense to Caleb Hamilton.
Where's Jorge Alfaro now? Is he in Cincinnati?
No, who signed? He's been awful though with
No,
whoever
he's in
signed him.
Cincinnati, I think.
Stats, I know where you're going. I know it's
Well, he's also like the only option.
Go ahead.
Like
Go
Zunino.
ahead.
Although
Yep.
I will say this, he's been terrible since like after the first 2 weeks of the season. Absolutely terrible. You know what he brings? He brings MLB pedigree. That's probably the best you might have. That's probably the best option. And guess what?
Well, a Red Sox player
It's
just
league
got cut
minimum.
recently too. A former Red Sox.
What, Sandy Leone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. Although like here's the thing with Zunino. Zunino probably gives you more upside. So like there's that. Although like Zunino hasn't been great behind the plate in terms of like throwing runners out. Zunino's always been like a big misconception guy because he's been good at like framing pitches in the past, but like he doesn't throw guys out. Like he notoriously doesn't.
Is he
have the
better than
greatest arm.
Plawecki?
Yeah, no, he's better than Plawecki, but he's still not that great.
I know you hate. Whoa. What just happened? I know you hate Vasquez.
Mr. Brown got scared at thinking of Plawecki's pop time.
I had like a serious echo there for a second. I know you hate Vasquez, but he'd be cheap.
What are you gonna
Minnesota's basically out of it.
They signed him to a 3-year deal.
Oh, did they
Yeah.
really? Oh no, that ain't happening.
Yeah. You're not getting that. And
Yeah,
No.
Sandy
okay.
Leone, I don't know how I feel about having a catcher who's 50 years old. There's a lot of miles on those knees, man.
Yeah, but Melissa can make another T-shirt. Sandy is dandy.
No.
Although, like the
No,
thing is with
not a
like
fan of that one.
the thing is though they need someone that's not like better than Caleb. Like you have Ronaldo Hernandez in AAA, he doesn't catch. He's okay. Ronaldo Hernandez is what you would call a catcher in air quotes, a catcher, because he's listed at catcher. He doesn't catch. He doesn't catch even though Jorge Alfaro isn't in AAA anymore. That's how bad he is behind the plate. He doesn't even catch. He just DHs.
Hamilton.
No, Ronaldo Hernandez. That's why they didn't call him up. That's how bad he is. He's so bad he doesn't even catch. Now, he's been on a tear recently, hitting wise. But like, what's the point of having a guy as a backup catcher when he doesn't catch? Like,
But the kid that they brought up, Hamilton, he's a fairly good defensive catcher. He just can't hit, right?
yeah, can't hit.
Right.
He's a guy who's
Which-
he's like your typical AAA catcher in terms of like, he'll give you
I'm,
some
I'm
defense.
I'm okay with that
can't.
because Reese was a awful fucking catcher. I mean,
Caleb Hamilton, I wouldn't say he's like elite defensively. He's
yeah,
all
but
right
he's a
defensively.
lot better than Reese McGuire, I bet.
Reese
and I
wasn't
don't care-
bad defensively though. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
if
difference
your catcher
between
doesn't
like
hit,
Connor
I don't
Wong
really-
was
It's out.
Connor. Okay, the Red Sox don't really have anyone in their whole entire organization that throws guys out that's not named Connor Wong. But
True.
like when you have Connor Wong, who's been like elite defensively this year, what if your other catcher isn't good defensively and they're just okay, it's gonna make them look a heck of a lot worse. I think that's what's happened to Reese McGuire this year,
Yeah.
where wasn't necessarily bad defensively, but because he
Mhm.
was that much worse than Connor Wong, I think it makes
Mhm.
him look worse.
Agreed.
Now, like the thing with Caleb Hamilton, like there's no upside to him at least if you go out and get a guy like a Zunino, like it's like, hey, there's upside there, right? Now Zunino could fall flat on his face, but he's league minimum. So guess what? If he's terrible, you can just DFA him. It's league minimum money, right? Who cares? Same thing, like if you go and get a Sandy Leone, like his upside is like veteran leadership. It's like you're getting veteran leadership with him and a guy who's been there with the organization before. So you're getting that at least. Now, everything else not great, but you get that. With Caleb Hamilton, it's you'll get a guy who can play catcher, but like that's about it.
That's what you want. I mean, he's only going to come in every third, fourth day. You don't need a guy who's going to destroy the ball. You'd like it, but there's no pressure on the kid. Just play catcher. I mean, I keep on wanting to call Pokey Reese.
That's a throwback.
Right.
Oh,
All right, now I'm stuck on the White Sox, and it's a foregone conclusion. They're probably just going to launch everybody. What does the contract look like on Yasmani Grandal? I don't know if that's an option, but not a bad catcher.
No,
like
he doesn't know.
Stats.
No. He's a bad catcher. When it comes to catching, he is not a good catcher.
He's good at pitch framing.
He's a bad catcher.
Right,
No.
but you just said everybody
He
else in the
also-
organization's bad. I found something he can at least do
yes,
good
but if
as
we're
a
talking
catcher.
about,
He can pitch
yeah,
frame.
he also puts them over the luxury tax.
Son of a bitch.
That's why I say if you're gonna end up getting someone from outside, just get one of the guys who's gonna be on league minimum, which means you're free agent hunting, or you're trading for a guy who's in AAA elsewhere. But like, who's trading you someone right now? Like, the MLB draft is like in 2 weeks. It's not a time where people make trades, unfortunately.
It's Friday at 7:23, and my weekend is shot. Thanks, stats. We're not getting Otani. We can't get a catcher.
all right. Is there a stats and chats? Because I got to wrap this up. This is getting really low.
Your stats and shots is that Brian Baylor is amazing. No, I do have stats and shots.
Two
Well,
strikeouts
he
so
did-
far.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some more opening day starters to get through. We have 2 positions left. We'll
You
save
can't do
first base.
first
for-
base.
We're doing third
Melissa's
base.
going to carry the team.
We're doing third base.
Oh.
Third.
So the
third
rules
base.
are what 2020 or 20
From
2000
2000 all the way through this year, so 2023. Opening day
and
starters.
how many are there?
I'm
total?
about to count that right now. At third base, there's
Gonna be a bunch.
there are 9.
Okay. All
We
right.
know one's Mike Lowell.
Yep. And
Yep, Mike Lowell is 1.
we know the other's Uke.
Yep, Euclid,
Devers,
Devers.
Devers.
Bogarts.
No.
I felt like he started there one time.
Not opening day.
This is where it gets tricky.
Opening day.
Brock Colt.
Oh,
No.
Oh no.
Damn.
Opening day.
Jose Offerman.
No.
2000.
That was a good one.
He did DH 1 year on opening day, but not
He
third
did.
base.
He did. See, now I'm having flashbacks to like 2000, 2001, and there was
Think
a
third
lot of
baseman.
alcohol.
And just think third baseman in general. Who played for the Red
I'm
Sox?
trying.
Oh, the Panda.
Yes, Pablo Sandoval.
Okay, no, he doesn't count. He doesn't. We're not. No.
Yeah,
no,
it
that's
counts.
too traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think Nesson.
Will Middlebrooks.
Will Middlebrooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Middlebrooks.
Wow. So that's what, 6?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
5.
we
There's
had
4 more.
Hmm.
I can tell you the years. There's one guy who was from 2001 to 2003. Then you have the 2004 and 2005, which that's one guy. 04 and 05 is the same guy. Then you have 2010. Then 2017. No, sorry, 2016. Not 2017, 2016.
I feel like 2000 to 2003 should be easy.
Yeah, I feel like it should be too.
I
But
feel
it's
like that
my
too, but-
brain is like,
Shit. Bill Miller?
He was
shit.
04 and 05.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got so you
You said
have-
Miller, Lowell.
so
Devers,
2001 to
yep.
2003. You have 2010 and then 2016.
Because 2000.
Wait.
Man, I cannot think. 2003 should be
2016. David Ortiz. Did he ever play third?
No,
First
he's
a little bit.
he's a
First.
lefty though.
Yeah.
Too. Lefties don't play third.
God, who was
Think-
playing third base back in when they
Right?
who?
Freaking what do the years we have?
The first guy, one guy is 2001 through 2003,
Would that be Lou?
Then this-
No.
and the
Lou?
second guy is
Lou Merlone.
2010. No,
That's
not
what.
Lou
No.
Merlone. And the second guy is 2010, and the third guy is 2016.
Pookie
Who?
Reese.
No.
He-
I mean, he played in the infield a long
He
time
did.
ago.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, okay, think of the 1 year guy. So 2016.
What, Lowry? No. Do we say
Oh, Jed Lowry.
Jed Lowry?
No.
Yep. Jed Lowry. Trot Nixon.
No. Think 2016. Guys who
2016.
Think
That's what I'm trying to
2016.
think. Because I went to so many. I'm just trying to think.
this guy had 2 stints with the Red Sox. Also played for the Brewers.
Oh shit! And I can see his face.
Oh, Shaw.
Yes,
Who?
Travis
Shaw,
Shaw.
yeah, Travis Shaw.
Yes.
Oh, I always.
I was
forget
like
that.
big chunky white dude
Mhm.
like me.
Mhm.
All right, 2010. Think this guy only played 1 year with the Red Sox.
2010.
Was a free agent.
Wow.
I'm
signing.
gonna have to do this. I have to do this because the name was not mentioned, and he's not here. Michael Anthony.
No.
Napoli.
No. 2010 only played that year with the Red Sox. Trying to think of a clue that's not going to totally give it away.
Who did he play
The
for?
Red
2010.
the Red Sox letting him go in free.
Oh. Did he have, is there an O in his name?
No, I think Jeremy is on his tongue.
It's there. I just can't think of the damn name.
What team did he play for?
All right. Did he play on the Cardinals?
I don't think so, but I'll look.
All right.
I'll tell you that I can tell you the teams he's played. I'll tell you the team he
All
made
right.
his MLB debut for.
Okay.
I mean his MLB debut with the Dodgers
That's not helping.
in 1998.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
He retired. Yes, Adrian Beltre.
Beltre.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Didn't Beltre feel like he played there a lot longer than 1 year?
No, it was 1
Yeah,
year, just
in-
2010. That year
And
revived
in
his
2010,
career.
yep, he
Yeah.
had MVP votes that year. I remember. I was pissed that we weren't able to keep him.
They
Wow.
got rid of him because they wanted to bring in Adrian Gonzalez.
Yep.
If anyone, so that's what, because they had to move Euclid to third base.
Right.
So
Terrible
we get
decision.
everybody?
Yep. Oh.
No, you have 2001 to 2003. Same guy.
Wade Boggs.
No.
No. I never got a follow out of him, and I'm upset about that.
Wait, Bob.
I tried to get his. Yeah, I tried to get his.
I
mom's
didn't
name
even follow
changed on
him, and
the
he
back.
followed me. I was like I didn't even
Yeah.
follow him, and then
And
I
he
got
left
a
it.
follow, and I was like,
Guys,
oh my god,
It
he
wasn't
followed me.
Nomar, was it?
No.
No.
No,
I mean, you know,
he was just short.
This guy was a one-time All-Star in Boston. He played parts of 3 years in Boston. He played in 2001, 2002, and 2003. Was traded in 2003.
you would
Was an
think
All-Star in
Gosh.
2002.
who sat in there? Who was like to the left of Nomar, man?
Who was he traded to?
Arizona.
That didn't help at all.
Yeah, that does not help. I cannot think of it.
A long last name.
That helps.
I
have
think
a
it's more than
long
10
last
letters.
name. No.
Is there a ski at the end of it?
No. It's an 11-letter last name.
11 letters.
Wow, that's got me beat. Anybody's got a longer last name than me, I'm impressed.
I mean, there's got to be a ski at the end of it if there's 11 letters.
No, there's not.
Oh.
What was that?
Uh,
What was that? Start with an H or something. Name?
Last name does start with an H.
Like
oh,
something.
Hillenbrand.
Hillenbrand.
Yeah, Shea Hillenbrand.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hillenbrand.
I forgot about him.
Wow.
Like, but I was like H. There's an
So
H.
did I.
There's an H.
Yes, he was traded to the
Oh.
D-backs in 03 and then was with the D-backs 04, then went to the Blue Jays, then was traded from the Blue Jays to the Giants. And then he ended up with the Angels and then the Dodgers.
Shea Hillenbrand. I remember watching a game with my uncle, and he got so pissed at him because he made an error in a Yankee game. He threw his iced tea at the TV. That was awesome.
I wonder what he
Back in the day, you could do that. You could throw those tube TVs. You could throw something
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was great.
Yeah,
I wonder
Oh,
what
what a
you
time
think
to be
of
alive.
Kiki Hernandez.
he make.
Right? he'd probably throw up.
Nice
Oh
double
my
play.
god, man.
Lord.
Damn it.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
Yeah, that's a good place
So-
to wrap her up.
right. We got the game going on. This was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
So
As it usually is.
on MLB TV for you and me, Jeremy, we can go on to that thing called what the hell is it called?
Beginning, right?
It's like Red
MLB
Zone for
Big Inning.
MLB. Yeah,
MLB
MLB
Big
Big
Inning.
Big Inning.
know
So
what I'm
we
doing.
can watch it on there. I mean,
If they
more
have it
likely
on.
there's usually at least 4 games that they're flipping through.
Okay. I will probably do that. I'm going to move the TV by the pool and grab some more to drink and do that. We'll see. That's my plans. What are your guys' plans?
I'm about to watch. I'm just gonna watch the Red Sox game.
Yeah, same.
I'm
I'll move to
gonna
the
pour
den on
some
the
more
85-inch
whiskey.
TV, not this 32-inch TV I got over here. I'll move to the 85-inch TV in the other room. That's
There you go.
85-inch.
Yeah.
I got TV envy over here.
85. That's a
it's
All right.
Texas.
Nice setup,
Everything's, it's Texas.
Everything bigger in Texas.
right. Right. If you move to Boston and you bring that TV with
I'm
you,
not bringing
that's an
that
entire
TV.
room.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
I was just
No,
saying
I'm not
that's an
bringing that with
entire
me.
room.
Hell, that's a house in some places.
Right.
Yeah, that I'm not taking the TV.
That's
I do have a,
That's $200,000 worth of living
Mhm.
space.
yeah.
I was gonna say it's about $3,000 a month in Dorchester. So
Yeah, I probably wouldn't live in Boston either anyway. But
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I can afford. I mean, I don't even have a job. I don't know how I afford that. I'm gonna have to get a job soon.
Right.
So, yeah,
yeah, those help,
yeah,
unfortunately.
they do help. They do help.
yeah, they
Yeah.
do that
Mhm.
kind of job thing.
Yeah,
You can
supporting.
try the lotto.
Yeah,
Doesn't really
I could
work
try
out
that.
so
I could
It's
try that.
fixed.
Right.
Mhm.
It stinks.
I was gonna say to Taylor before you got off that there was a job in my career field in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
It paid pretty good, like 140, 160 a
Dang.
year. Yeah. I was
Mm.
like, man, if you weren't moving, I'd actually think about coming down there for that amount of money.
And that
know?
amount of money there is actually really good because the real estate's so cheap there.
Is it?
In
Right.
San Antonio, like Texas, it's cheap, like crazy
Uh-huh.
cheap. Like my
No,
house,
so-
my house would be probably $1 million at least in Boston, but here it's not. Nowhere near that.
Jeremy, don't take this the wrong way. I'm a big chubby guy. I can't deal with that fucking heat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a fat chubby guy, but I like the heat. I'm just weird.
I'm
like
okay
that.
with the heat. The cold,
Right.
that's why I don't know if I could do the
The
thing.
cold's fine. It's just when you have to start shoveling snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know if my shoulders can handle
Yeah,
it.
but you don't get any snow down there.
We don't get snow here at all.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm going
Mm.
up. I'm
No.
probably going up to school in Massachusetts. So
Where are you at now?
in Florida.
Oh, Florida. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so no,
yeah.
not fun.
Yeah,
So you
did
know
you,
all
uh,
about humidity
like-
and heat. That's what we got.
Yes.
Weren't you like
Where I
Western
live is I'm
Massachusetts?
on the Gulf of Mexico, so I'm a lot of humidity.
Oh yeah, that would get to me. I can't do
Mhm.
humidity. Dry
Yep.
heat.
Heat and
I'm all for
humidity
it.
combined are awful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
that's-
Definitely.
That's
You walk
all it's been
outside,
here.
my glasses like fog up as soon as I go outside, and yeah, it's bad, sticky and gross.
I haven't been going outside. I stepped foot outside and I'm like, oh nope, going back
Yeah,
inside in the AC.
it's bad.
Screw
When
that.
I got off the plane in Houston from come back from Boston, as soon as I got off, depression just hit me. This is horrible. And it was 100 and something. They're like, and then I get in my car and it's like 102. I'm like, great. This is so great. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't complain about Illinois
Yeah,
anymore.
Ironically,
it-
when I was gonna say, ironically, when Jeff got off the plane and he got off the plane coming in from Boston, he had depression too, but totally different reasons.
Because I was back in Illinois.
Well,
Right,
same
you're
with
back in
Texas.
Illinois.
It's
Right.
just no. Mm-mm.
There's nothing out here. It's like burnt corn and soybeans.
There's a lot of corn up there. I drove back from Chicago because I went to a White Sox Red Sox game.
Oh,
Drove back and the way through like Indiana, all that. There's just corn everywhere. I was like, wow,
that's it.
Yeah.
never knew.
Well, it's all burnt right out. It hasn't rained in like a month out here.
Oh wow.
Right.
Are you going to the
It's-
White any games this weekend, Jeremy, or no?
No, I'm not able to. I got some plans tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, I don't really
I
want to
gotta
go to the south side of
relax,
Chicago either.
I liked it. I thought it was
I
fun.
never had a bad time there.
Me
Yeah,
neither. And
I've
people complain
never
about
had
that park,
any
but I thought it
issues.
was pretty nice. But I sat on the front row looking.
Yeah,
in,
but
like,
there's
my
more to
first
do
seat
at
was
Wrigley.
in, like the dug. I haven't been to Wrigley, but I could literally look in there in the where the Red Sox were in the dugout.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've been there before. You can tailgate. You can.
But the
yeah, I
people
mean,
were
I've-
like heckling me like crazy, and I usually only have that
Oh,
happen
yeah.
like in Houston, In Houston, they don't even do it as bad. I was like, okay.
Jeremy, you need to look into Cubs Red Sox bleacher ticket. Come down. Me and my buddy are going to the last game of the series with the Cubs and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So
All right.
they're
I'm
not
looking
cheap though. They're
at-
a freaking bleacher seat
ah.
was like $70.
I paid a lot for that ticket in 2021. A lot, like
Flipping
500
bleacher
ticket.
seat.
But I wanted to be in
Yeah,
the first row.
that's why I hate going to Wrigley. It costs way too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm used to Milwaukee and I'm used to White Sox where it's $12 and the nose.
I need somebody to drink with though, man. My buddy doesn't drink
True.
anymore.
You buy me a plane ticket, I'll come up there and go to the game with you, and I'll drink with you.
She'll
They get-
drink. She'll hang out with you
I'll
guys.
drink.
Yeah.
I will keep y'all entertained. I am like a one-woman entertainment. I will sing, dance.
You're a Texas
whatever.
woman, of course you are.
Yeah. I would do all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god. All right.
All righty.
About to wrap this thing up.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right,
joining.
let's wrap
as
it.
usual.
Thanks.
All
for
right.
having me.
We did the
Melissa,
Midwest
Stock Static
goodbye.
all over Stock Static all over social media.
How? What'd you say?
Stock Static all over
It's
social media.
actually Addict Socks because
Alright.
Socks Addict was taken, but
Yes.
so backwards Addict Socks. Yeah. On all
Close enough.
places. Yep.
Close
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the story of my life. Close enough.
Yeah.
And if you want one of us to come on your podcast sometime, feel free to.
Oh yeah,
reach out.
mine it should start soon. I just have been putting it off, and now Red is like, we need to get this going, and so
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, let's do it.
And you know enough people
Yeah,
on
we do
Twitter.
it
Just
too.
pulling a bunch of people from the other podcasts that'll bring people into your podcast.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Right.
So
I mean, heck, that's what we've
Right.
been doing this whole.
Exactly. That's
yeah,
what we do.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
right. And sometimes we go on streaks. There's sometimes where we do a couple weeks in a row and
Yeah.
and then sometimes we take a hiatus and
well, everybody's
Yeah,
on
like-
vacation this month, so it's been hard.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough. And
Definitely.
but yeah, I mean, it's a community. So,
Mhm.
between us and Jason and Ed Han and those guys at Pesky Report and stuff. That's what I like about it. Everybody's kind of
Mhm.
open to it and you just kind of shoot the shit with each other.
It's fun.
All right. So
All right.
Yeah, let's
I
do
think
it.
that's I think that's officially it. Yeah.
We don't even know how to end these things anymore.
Yeah, check
It's
check
so
check,
long.
We
check out
don't.
all of our Twitter.
Somebody pull the fucking plug.
I don't know what.
All right, here we go. All right, so
Okay.
everybody, check out Attic Socks at Attic Socks all over
And,
social
and go
media.
to socksaddicts.com
We are off-
and buy a shirt. Just saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
go to
Socksaddicts.com.
socksaddict.com. Right, shirts. Our official sponsor is 37 Ronin, so check that out as well. They got a lot of gear there.
Mhm.
We are off the Monster, off the Monster, as I
And
butcher the name.
also our
Stetson edited that
unofficial sponsor is still Writers Tears Whiskey.
out.
Because if you have to write for the Red Sox, you'll be in tears.
And Taco Bell
Yes.
DoorDash.
And Taco Bell DoorDash. So
Oh,
there's always
DoorDash is
sponsors.
No
definitely
free
So,
advertisement, guys.
yes. So
Only
to
from
everyone
Taco
who
Bell.
has listened,
Nowhere else.
to everybody that has listened, we appreciate you. Check us all out. We are all on social media. Some of us make smart ass comments. Some of us sell stuff. Some of us just like to sing or be goofy or whatever. So check it all out. And yeah, you guys have a good night.